from Arkansas's #1 trusted source for weather. This is a severe weather alert.
Alrighty, good evening everyone. Give me just 1 second here. I'm getting this this iDrive camera up. I think that camera got knocked out. Give me 1 second, guys. So you're basically seeing this. This is the ongoing destructive tag storm that is just to the north of the Fort Smith area here. So you're looking at this. This is along the Arkansas River right now. I just got that pulled up here. So let me go over to the radar real quickly here, and this is what we've got. So this is the main reason why we're live right now, folks. You know, normally we go live for a tornado warning, etc. We are now live for a destructive tag that is over here in western Arkansas. So I want you guys to kind of pay attention to the setup that we have right now here. We have the live radar on the right side of your screen below me, because we're going to get 1 million people that are going to come in this live stream asking where is this at, etc. We have an Arkansas map that shows you where these storms are, where's they're coming, etc. So if you are trying to figure out where the storms are, stuff like that, pay attention to the bottom of this screen. It's going to have the radar and it's going to have the alerts at the bottom as well. Hopefully you guys can hear me at this current time. We should be live on both Facebook and on YouTube. So I'm going to double check that real fast here. And it looks like we are, okay? So as I said before, we've got the destructive tag over here in western Arkansas. We've had a lot of damage reports come in. I told you guys in the video earlier on that we had a lot of power outages up here. I'm going to check into that. Give me just 1 second. So right now it looks like the Chandler, I'm not sure Chandler's in here. Kim, Heidi, can you guys give me a report on the power outages right now in Arkansas? Last I saw, there was about 35,000. It may be way higher than that right now. So this destructive tag, the severe thunderstorm warning with a destructive tag, this is going to go until midnight tonight. Now, folks that are coming in here trying to figure out, is this going to be capable of producing a tornado, etc.? No, but this is going to produce what we call tornadic-like wind speeds. It is producing 80-mile-per-hour winds. It's going to be moving into downtown Fort Smith, in the Greenwood area. So anyone in these areas here, you need to get away from the windows. You need to get away from the exterior walls at this current time here. Anyone that's in the path outside of this, as you can see on the bottom of your screen here, on the bottom left, with that line of storms coming into the state, if you're not under a warning or anything right now, make sure you have your phones charged, make sure you have your devices charged, etc., because this line of storms has been known to capable of producing some wind damage up here in northwestern Arkansas. Heidi, thank you so much. Power outages are now 14,156 up here in northwestern Arkansas. So let's zoom this out, kind of give you guys a perspective on what is going on at this current time here. So multiple severe thunderstorm warnings in western Arkansas. You got a lot of what we call special weather statements, basically from Plainview to Russellville, up towards Clinton, up towards Castle Rock, up there in northern Arkansas. This is associated with a line of strong to severe storms capable of producing damaging winds and large hail. I want to make this crystal clear for everyone. This is not going to be a tornado outbreak overnight. You don't need it to be tornadoes to take severe weather seriously. An example is what's going on in Fort Smith right now. You have a destructive tag. 80-mile-per-hour winds will be likely with these storms as they continue to move off towards the south. So let's go ahead and zoom this back down, and I'm going to give you guys a track real quickly on where these storms are going to be going here. So give me just 1 second. This is going to be the line of storms right in here, and we're going to put a track on. I'm going to clock it right around 40 miles per hour here. So it's going to be moving towards the Charleston area. Let's see if we can get you guys a visual on this. So that's going to be it. That's going to be a destructive tag right here. So Charleston, Branch, over towards Knoxville, Scranton, Greenwood, over towards London, Boonville, Magazine, Mansfield over here, Hartford, and also Waldron. This is going to be moving to you guys over the next 20 to 30 minutes. So if you're in the path of these storms, remember, get away from windows, get away from the exterior walls at this current time. These storms are capable of producing 80-mile-per-hour winds that can cause power outages, and it will cause widespread tree damage at this current time over here in western Arkansas. Let's zoom this out, kind of give you guys perspective. I told you guys in the video early on, these storms are going to be moving in. They're going to be loud. They're going to be chaotic. But I promise you guys, the ones that are coming in right now asking if this is going to be a tornado or not, folks, we're not expecting any tornadoes tonight, okay? This is not a tornado situation. This is what we call straight line wind damage. and also the potential of dealing with some hail as well here. So anyone in the Fort Smith area, those that are listening into this live stream, you can actually look at the bottom of your screen here. Look how chaotic this is getting right now. That's along the Arkansas River. You're looking north on the Arkansas River right now here, and it's just a lot of heavy rainfall, gusty winds upwards to 60 to 70 miles per hour. Could be some higher gusts within there as well as these storms continue to move all towards the south to southeast. Not going to be surprised. Heidi, if you could do me a favor, I'm going to move you over to my other screen over here. If you can give me a power outage update. Jeff, thank you so much. He's saying he's seeing some very high velocities just northeast of the Fort Smith area here. So we're going to zoom down to Fort Smith real quickly here. We're going to take a look at our velocities real quickly here, guys. And I'm going to switch this over. I think I'm using Little Rock's radar. I'm going to go over to Tulsa's radar real quickly here to kind of give a visual of this wind right now here. And like I said, you can see it on the RDOT camera here, guys. A lot of heavy rainfall and wind. If you have to be out right now, please be careful on the roadways at this current time, and take your time. Don't go 100 miles per hour whenever you're dealing with something like this at this time here. So let's zoom this down real quickly here. And there's some very, very strong winds coming here, guys. Look at there. 85, 86, there's upwards to 90 mile per hour winds potential just in the northeast of the Fort Smith area here. So this is going to cause some widespread power outages, widespread tree damage in this area. Like I said before, this is not a tornado. This is straight line wind damage coming your way here. So Van Buren, Fort Smith, down towards Greenwood over here in western Arkansas. Be ready for that potential here. I'm going to take it over to the Fort Smith radar. I was today years old when I figured out that Fort Smith had a radar, and we can take a better look at this here, guys. It's going to be coming up here in just a second. And like I said, let me zoom this out, kind of give you guys a perspective of where this is tracking. So Waldron, Danville, over towards Booneville, Greenville, Paris, Branch, those areas. Make sure you're getting away from the windows. I know it's 11 o'clock on a Friday night. It's time to get inside. It's time to get away from the exterior walls. It's time to get away from the windows at this current time here. Some very, very strong winds coming into the Fort Smith area right now, as you can see on the RDOT camera below. Something that we're going to have to continue to monitor here. But folks, like I said, this is going to produce a lot of power outages. My folks in Waldron, Mansfield, over towards Danville, Booneville, it's time. Like I said, get away from the windows. You're not under the warning just yet. Make sure you have your phones charged, your devices charged, and stuff like that. Be prepared for the potential of some power outages here. And also, there's an outflow boundary, and I'm going to clear the track off for just a little bit. Right in here, that is an outflow boundary coming in just south of the Greenwood area. That's going to be capable of producing 50 to 60 mile per hour winds with that boundary itself, with the storm coming in behind it here, guys. So, said before, my folks over here in Fort Smith, it's going to get absolutely chaotic coming up here in just a little bit. My folks in Branch, Greenwood, Booneville, Mansfield, it's going to be another 20 to 30 minutes, but it's going to get very loud coming up here in just a second here. Now, we can zoom this out. As I said before, our folks over here in Clarksville, Russellville, the Hector area, over towards Danville, this is going to be 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. The strongest winds right now is going to be over the Fort Smith area here. And you can see on the RDOT camera, it is absolutely just brutal right now here. A lot of heavy rainfall, wind, a lot of lightning with these storms. But I want to reassure you guys right now, we're not expecting any tornadoes with this setup here. You got to remember, severe weather is more than just tornadoes. You deal with you deal with damaging winds, you deal with large hail, flooding, lightning, all of that makes up severe weather here. That's why we're live right now. And we told you guys earlier on that if we had a destructive tag, or we had these storms that would be capable of producing 70 to 80 mile per hour winds, we were going to go live. And that's what we got at this current point here. Okay, so those that are wondering where this is at, take a look at the bottom of your screen. The bottom left of your screen has an Arkansas map. It was very requested from a lot of our followers. We put that into our new software. You can see the line of storms that are developing in northwestern Arkansas that is pushing towards central Arkansas. I know we need the rain. We desperately need the rain here. However, I would take it without having to deal with the straight line wind damage and also the potential of large hail here. Okay, so Heidi, thank you so much. Power outages are still around 14,156. I'm going to take a look at a couple of things here. There's a new mesoscale discussion out from the Storm Prediction Center here. So they have highlighted this area just south of Fort Smith for the potential of seeing some severe wind gusts. Let's take a look at this real quick. So the severe threat continues for severe thunderstorm watch that's in place. Damaging gusts remain the main threat with these storms over the next few hours here. So what's called an MCS, or in layman's terms, a cluster of severe storms, has developed, as you guys can see on the radar right now, and that is moving south-southeast, and these storms are going to be capable of producing upwards to 60 to 70 mile per hour winds as they push through the area here. So something that we're going to have to continue to monitor. But that area from Greenwood to Russellville, just north of Mena, that is going to be the area right now, the reason why we're live for the destructive tag. That is going to be the area that we're going to have to monitor over the next couple of hours here, okay? So Heidi, let me see who I got here. Heidi, Kim, Jamie, if you guys hear anything, any damage reports or anything like that, feel free to just let me know in the portal, and I'll get that information out on the live stream here, guys. But as you can see on the RDOT camera, I mean, man, that is a lot of heavy rainfall. Looks like we've got a little bit of flooding, lots of lightning here. The wind has calmed down just a little bit, but still a very chaotic scene right now. That's along the Arkansas River. You're looking north. So that's something that we're going to have to continue to monitor over the next 20 to 30 minutes here. But this severe thunderstorm warning, destructive tag, is going to go until midnight, another 30 minutes. Main threat is going to be for the potential of seeing 80 mile per hour winds with these storms. Let's zoom this out and kind of give you guys a perspective here. So Russellville over towards Conway, Waldron, you see that line of storms. I'm going to stop the radar for just a little bit. It's going to be right in here. You see this green line that's just south of Fort Smith? This is what we call an outflow boundary. So you're going to experience 50 to 60 mile per hour winds on the onset before the storms even get there. So it's going to get windy. It's going to sound like it's getting ready to storm even before the storm actually gets there. That's going to go for our folks in Paris. That's Waldron over towards Russellville, the Ola area. Something that we're going to have to continue to kind of watch and see. My folks in central Arkansas, right now as it stands, it does look like that this line of storms is going to move into central Arkansas as we get later into this evening and into tonight. Main threat, damaging winds, and large hail will be the primary concerns with this. No tornado threat with any of these storms right now. I know it's going to sound like it, especially if you're in Fort Smith right now. I mean, you've got 80 mile per hour winds coming in, but we are not expecting any sort of tornadic activity with these storms as we move into later on tonight. Further to the north, you got some more storms up here near Marshall, just to the west of the Melbourne area and over Mount Home. That activity will eventually make its way into northeastern Arkansas as we get later on into the night. Same hazard. It's going to be damaging winds, large hail with this here. So give me just 1 second here. And we've got a lot of reports here. Just one report I got from Zachary I saw on his Facebook. Listen, again, a lot of reports of campers overturned in Beaver Lake, that is in northwestern Arkansas here. So those storms, these are very strong storms, guys, capable of producing 60 to 80 mile per hour winds as they continue to push through. As a matter of fact, if you could give me just a moment, I can actually show you guys graphically on how strong these storms are. So bear with me for just a little bit. I'm going to get this information up. And let's take a look at this real quickly here. So some very, very strong storms in place right now, coming into Paris, coming into Fort Smith area here. Let's take a look at your wind gust potential here. And this is the current wind gust right now. We can zoom this down towards the Fort Smith area here. You're talking upwards to 60, 70 mile per hour winds coming in. Could be some 80 mile per hour winds coming into the Fort Smith area here. So if you're watching this right now, if you're in Fort Smith, power is going to start to flicker. You're going to have a lot of winds coming your way over the next 15 to 20 minutes. Greenwood, same thing. The Charleston area, you're going to have a lot of damaging winds coming your way over the next 20 to 30 minutes here. Same thing for our folks over here in Paris, the Scranton area. I wouldn't be shocked if this part of the severe thunderstorm warning ends up becoming either what we call considerable, which would be 70 mile per hour winds, or destructive, which will be 80 mile per hour winds or greater over here. Because you can see with these darker purples, that's wind gusts over 70 miles per hour just to the west of Coal Hill or just to the north of Paris here. So it appears we're getting some more comments and some more reports of metal roofs being ripped off in Barling right at this current time here. And that doesn't surprise me. You're dealing with 70 to 80 mile per hour winds. That is going to produce a lot of damage in this area here. So folks in Fort Smith, in the Hack area, Greenwood, Charleston, make sure that you're getting away from those windows. You're getting away from the exterior walls at this current time here. So if you guys can bear me for just a moment here, I'm going to switch the RDOT camera, and we're going to go just a little bit to the south. and this is going to be, give me just 1 second, that's going to be US 271 on exit 14. That's just to the south of Fort Smith. You're looking north, so you're looking into the storm. And right now, there's a lot of heavy rainfall, a lot of lightning. The wind is really going to start to pick up coming up here in just a little bit here, okay? So lots of damage reports. Thank you, Jamie, for sending this in. West of Bentonville, we've got a lot of damage reports. Tree down, power line. Let's see here. That's going to be Whitney Mountain Road on Chaffner Road. Lots of lightning in Baxter County here. Hadn't seen any rainfall just yet. But we've got a lot of damage reports coming in out of northwestern Arkansas at this current time here. If one of my guys, Heidi or Kim or Allie, one of y'all can put on the broadcast channel that we're live, that way we can kind of give the awareness for our folks over here in northwestern Arkansas at this current time. If y'all can do that, I'd really appreciate it here. So I'm just kind of sorting through right now. And right now here, let me see. Not seeing anything else. Heidi, if you could do me a favor, let me know if you see any additional power outages here. Looks like there's going to be an update to that severe thunderstorm watch here. It spans to include now Garland, Montgomery, Perry, and Polk County, POK, and it's going to continue for our folks in Boone, Conway, Johnson, Logan, Marion, Newton, Hope, POPE, Scott, Searcy, and Van Buren and Yale County. It's going to go until 2 o'clock in the morning, mainly for the potential of seeing 60 to 70 mile per hour winds at this current time here. So y'all give me just a second. Let me get a drink. All right. It sounds like my voice is trying to go in and out here. I'm not sure what that's about. But as I said before, we're just kind of looking north right now here on the RDOT camera. And we're going to switch back over to the normal way that we look at the radar here. And there's just a lot of storms moving in. Fort Smith, it likely just sounds chaotic out there right now. A lot of heavy rainfall, lightning, wind gusts upwards to 70 to 80 miles per hour. Gonna fully expect power outages to start rolling in, coming up here in just a little bit with these line of storms moving through. My folks in Booneville, Mansfield, over towards Greenwood, it's going to start getting chaotic here in just a little bit with these storms as they continue to move to the south and east here. My folks in Waldron, you're kind of watching this right now here. You have an outflow boundary. So if you're standing outside right now and you're in Waldron, it's very warm. It's very humid. It's been a really nasty day across Arkansas. Heat index says 110 plus. But that outflow boundary, when it comes through, it's going to feel cold. It's going to be a cold wind that's going to kind of push through, and then you're going to get the storms. It's going to get very loud outside, a lot of heavy rainfall, and wind gusts upwards to 70 miles per hour here, okay? So it does appear that they have dropped the destructive tag with this storm here. Now it's still capable of producing 60 mile per hour winds, but we're going to kind of watch and see for just a little bit longer before we turn it back over to our radar updates on the page here. As you guys can see on the bottom left corner of your screen, let me know in the comments, by the way, if you guys like this setup. This is a setup that we've been building on over the summer. Let me know in the comments if you guys think that this is a really great setup. You know, it's got the radar at the bottom and the alert bar and everything like that. So let me know if you guys like that, and we can use it going forward with additional severe weather events here. But as you guys can see on that radar, line of storms pushing in into Russellville right now. This will make it into central Arkansas here within the next 40 to 50 minutes. Main threat's going to be for the potential of seeing gusty winds upwards to 40 to 50 miles per hour. Some could be approaching 60 to 70 miles per hour at this current time here. Okay, so just double checking everything right now. Looks like the destructive tag has been dropped. Very scary scene right now here in northwestern Arkansas. And like I said, I get the storm anxiety. I don't want anyone in the comments, bullying someone because they have storm anxiety. Those folks just got through dealing with a tornado outbreak a couple of months ago. It's been a very long spring for us here in Arkansas. So every time you have severe weather, obviously, if you've been impacted by it, you're going to have that anxiety feeling. But we're here to reassure you guys, this is not going to be a massive tornado outbreak or anything like that, but I am concerned about the potential of seeing some damaging winds as we move later on into this evening here. Okay, so right now that's pretty much it. Heidi, if you can do me a solid real fast and give me an update on the power outages, and what we will do, since we've gotten to a kind of like, since that destructive tag has gone away, I think I can show you guys kind of a quick loop of the Futurecast, kind of show you guys what to expect as you move into the overnight hours. I know I showed you guys earlier on this evening, but we can look at some new data here. So, Heidi, yeah, Okay, so now we have a jump, which I was expecting. 22,284 customers without power at this current time here from these storms that have moved through. So what we're going to do for just a little bit is we're going to take a look at Futurecast for just a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, if you give me just 1 second, it's 11 o'clock right now. So it's doing reasonable. I'll say that. For it being a computer model, it's doing reasonable right now. It has the right idea. I think it's not as fast as what's actually going on right now. So I'll take this about 2 o'clock in the morning, and we will go to, let's say, 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon here. And we'll kind of loop this through here, give it just a little bit for it to kind of loop through. It may get a little laggy on your live stream. But you're going to see these storms kind of push into central Arkansas, and there's going to be more development across northwestern Arkansas and northeastern Oklahoma as we move into later on tonight and into the first part of your Saturday morning. So it's going to get chaotic. It's going to sound loud as we move into the overnight hours here, guys. Main threat's going to be for the potential of seeing some damaging winds and large hail here. So we're going to zoom this out. Looks like we've got that pretty much loaded up. And we're going to take this out. So this is about 2 o'clock in the morning. It's roughly got the idea with the MCS. However, I think it's going to be a lot faster. So this MCS that's coming through, it'll be in central Arkansas probably, let's say it's in Russellville now. I'd say within another hour, maybe an hour and a half, it's going to make its way into central Arkansas here. But we're going to have some more storms that are going to develop up here in northwestern Arkansas. We can take this out. This is about 3 o'clock in the morning. Some additional storms will start to develop up there towards Benton County, Washington County, down towards Fort Smith. May see a little bit down here towards central Arkansas. About 4 o'clock in the morning, more of the same. Good amount of shower and thunderstorm activity. I know my folks in South Arkansas and Southwest Arkansas are listening to this right now. And I mean, they're just punching the air because they're wanting rain like really bad. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like, unless this MCS right here that's ongoing right now can dive a little bit further to the south, then we may get some rainfall down there in southwestern Arkansas. But we'll just have to wait and see what ends up happening out of that. About 5 o'clock in the morning, more of the same. Good amount of shower and thunderstorm activity. Could be some flooding problems up here in northwestern Arkansas, as we move into the overnight hours, the first part of your Saturday morning. Here it is, about 6 o'clock in the morning. It's going to get loud. It's going to sound chaotic to start off your Saturday morning, especially for our folks over there in western and northwestern Arkansas. And then we can take this out just a little bit further. It's about 8 o'clock. Still seeing a good amount of rainfall over here. And things really start to calm down as we move towards 11, 12. And I think there could be some additional shower and thunderstorm activity that may get going down there in southern Arkansas as we move later on into your Saturday here, guys. So one last look at radar here. Let's kind of give you guys a perspective on what's going on. I'm going to go over to Little Rock's radar for just a little bit so you guys can kind of see. And it's going to come up here in just a little bit here, okay? So multiple severe thunderstorm warnings over there in western Arkansas. Main threat will be for the potential of seeing damaging winds and large hail. The storms are going to continue to move to the south and southeast over time. This mainly is going to be, like I said, for our folks in central, possibly eastern, northeastern Arkansas. We're going to have to see. Right now, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning that's going to go from a lot of counties, by the way. It's going to go until 12:15 this morning. It's going to go for Logan, Scott, Polk County, PLK, Yale County, and Montgomery County here. Main threat's going to be for the potential of seeing 60-mile-per-hour winds. Power outages will be a problem. So, folks, biggest thing I'm going to stress, I hope you guys can see this right here. Make sure that you have your device charged and ready to go, because these storms are going to be capable of producing some power outages as we move into tonight here, okay? So as far as I know, I think that's really it. I'm double checking everything right now. We've gotten a lot of damage reports coming in at this current time here. And what we're going to do is we're going to switch this back over to radar updates. I will say this, if the wind damage potential starts to become a lot more problematic than it is right now, we will set up a YouTube continuous live stream. As a matter of fact, I'm going to kind of talk to my team and see where we are right now with it being almost midnight. If you guys would like that continuous live stream, we can get that set up for you guys, and that'll kind of play throughout the overnight hours here, okay? So we'll watch it closely. Other than that, I think that's really it right now. We're going to switch it back over to the radar updates, but I want to reassure you guys, a lot of people that are coming in right now, I want to reassure y'all, we're not expecting a tornado outbreak overnight. We're not expecting any tornadic activity overnight or anything like that. These storms are going to sound like there's a tornado warning outside. I know it. It's going to sound chaotic. It's going to be a lot of heavy rainfall, a lot of lightning, a lot of strong winds with this as well. But we are not expecting any tornadic activity tonight. Okay, obviously if that changes, we'll let you know. But I want to give you guys a little bit of reassurance. The reason why we're saying the tornado threat's not going to happen. By the way, one crazy lightning shot on the RDOT camera just a second ago. But you guys see this line here. I'm going to zoom down. This line right in here that stretches from Heber Springs to Greenbrier over towards Danville. This is what we call an outflow boundary here. Now, yes, you can still get storms on the backside of the outflow boundary, and it's still going to be capable of producing 60 to 70 mile per hour winds and wind damage, etc. But as long as these storms stay behind this boundary, you're not going to have a tornado threat, because what's going to happen is you're not getting the inflow, you're not getting the warm, moist air needed to support tornadoes. So as long as these storms stay behind this green boundary that you see that is kind of moving through Danville right now, it's going to be moving into the Waldron coming up in a little bit. As long as they stay behind that boundary, we're going to be good in terms of the tornado threat. However, I don't want you guys ignoring the wind threat, because we've had a lot of damage and we continuously have a lot of power outages across the board as well here. Okay, so other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Like I said before, we're going to sit down, kind of figure out the whole YouTube continuous live thing, and we will go from there here, guys. So that's all I got for you guys right now. Obviously, if we have any more threatening weather, we'll be back, and we'll continue to keep you guys updated or in your source for all things Arkansas weather.